Hey, I got a seat for you today. Connect with me outside of comfort zones. Our children's behaviors are a direct reflection of their upbringing, the same way that our behaviors, our core values and morals are a direct reflection of our upbringing. Hence the need for so much healing today, so many journeys of rediscovering ourselves and learning who we are. Hence the universal healing that's going on of ridding ourselves of intergenerational traumas and things like that. Being a parent to children who are like so far apart in age, I find myself complaining at times about my young adult child, and I come across a lot of people who do the same. I grew up in a household where that was just the thing to do. But because of the growth that I'm experiencing and the journey that I'm on, I realize that I have to stop complaining so much in regard to the behaviors, that my young adult child displays. And I was also guided to share this message. Um, Instead of complaining, what I had to do over time was change my behaviors, which I've been doing for my youngest is going to be 9, so for the past 7 years, right? And all of my changes, they did not come overnight. Just like if you decide to make changes, whether it's today, tomorrow, or if you have already decided to make changes in your life, these changes, they are not going to happen immediately. We've all heard the saying that Rome wasn't built in a day, and that's just like with us. We can't break habits in 24 hours. A lot of these behaviors and habits, they're ingrained in us. But the only ways that our children will make changes is if we make changes. Our children, and even us, we learn not by what people tell us, we learn by what we were shown. I know as a child and even as an adult, when I started to observe myself more, when I realized that a lot of the behaviors when I realized that a lot of the behaviors that I was emulating were, the my caretakers, I really had to sit back and ask myself, how did I pick up this stuff? Because, these were the same traits and behaviors that I basically like despised in them. Once I became an adult and I observed them, and then I had to realize, like, duh, you're very observant, and being an observant person isn't something that I just adopted. Once I became an adult, I've always been observant. But when you think about children, they are the most observant creatures, and they are sponges. So they learn by what they see over learning by what they are told. So if you want your children, your offsprings, to emulate different behaviors, then you have to be the change that you want to see. Now, I am not a perfect parent, right? And no one is really, especially if you are a first time parent or a parent to one child, like you're doing things, that you've never done before. My youngest child is a little girl, and I tell her a lot. I say, I've never been a mother to a daughter, so I'm still learning how to parent a little girl through you. And I learned from her every day. Our children, they are our teachers for real. Like they come into our lives to help us grow. So instead of us complaining about them, we have to remember that if we want their behaviors to change, then we have to change our behaviors so that they can have, good and positive role models to look up to. That's my seed for today. Thank you for connecting with me outside of comfort zones. I love you. Have a great day.